Back in 2018, a Dutchman known as Nick de Vries won the Formula 2 championship here. It's not going to happen tonight, but we'll see if Unsighted Port will be able to increase his championship lead here tonight. Welcome along to the Russian Grand Prix, and we are here for Formula 2. The Russian Grand Prix, 5.8 kilometer circuit, which is created off of the 2014 Winter Olympics, which was held back in Sochi, comprises of 18 corners and 2 DRS zones, one going down to turn 2, and the other one going down to turn 13. And we're about to get underway for qualifying, and we'll see who can grab 4 points to add to their championship. And already Ron Swanson has retired from the session, so he's decided qualifying, bit overrated. I would tell you the championship points, but I do not have them, unfortunately, because a certain someone didn't do them. So I can't exactly give you that. Hey, Katra has retired from the session, so that is her qualifying done. In case you haven't noticed, we've actually got a few people that are new to this well, I guess you could say new, but are just racing in this tier. And I can definitely name at least 3, which is Zach the Beast, 42, Alpha Nesis, Hey Katra, Mean Fern. Those are 4, and Bois 88. Of those 5 drivers that I know for a fact are debuting in this race. We'll see how they get on here at the Russian Grand Prix. But going through qualifying right now, it is BRL Neymar, who we're on board with, currently setting the pace at the time being. Taylor Clan, though, is followed closely behind. But P13, going over to Unsighted Port, he's invalidated. So the man known for pole positions, he's not getting pole position here tonight. He's invalidated, and he will not get 4 points to his championship. Going through purple sector 2 for Neymar, but he goes a bit too deep. Going into turn 13, you have to really be careful in the brakes around here, and he's just pushing his luck a little bit too much, but he's still currently leading the way. Now going through 15 and 16, keeping it easy, a little bit squirrely on the exit, but he keeps it nice and easy through the final 2 corners. Got to make sure he hits his apexes really nicely, and he looks to be doing so exactly. Comes across the line. It's a 143.0, and oh my gosh, almost 6/10 ahead of Taylor. Okay. We got a bunch of invalidations here tonight. Wow. Going through, I think we're just waiting on Zach. Yes, we are. He's coming around the final corner. Did he invalidate? Not sure if he invalidated there, but he will start P10, which is actually going to be pole for the sprint race. Nobody in chat yet. That's sad. It's okay. There you have it, though. Neymar on pole position, adding 4 points to his championship. Taylor Clan a surprise P2. He's not the best at qualifying. He's put it on the front row. QBR20 Mumu in P3 ahead of Ferrari Nut. That's Alpha Nesis in P5 ahead of QBR20 Bailey. Yidog in P7 ahead of Feta Cheese. That's Bois in P9 ahead of Zach the Beast, rounding off the top 10. And then we got Ardell, Port, Meanfern, Hoopalicious, Katra, Ron Swanson, and Carbon. That are the bottom 10. Or, well, not exactly 10. There's not 10 people, but yeah. You know what I mean. They're outside the top 10. Sunny skies here for the Russian Grand Prix sprint race. But we'll see if anything, if we can still get plenty of action here tonight. If only my buttons would work on my controller here. I would tell you the starting grid, but it's not popping up for me just yet. So I'll have to let you know that in the time being. There we go, the lights are out, and we're getting ready for the formation lap. And it is Zach the Beast, as I said, on pole position for the sprint race, since the top 10 are reversed. And it's already a drag race, basically 3 wide on the formation lap between, I think, Beta. Oh, wait, they're doing no rules. If I am not mistaken, they are doing no rules, and Feta spun it. So that's gone well for him. Who's leading it now? It's Moo and is that Bailey? I think that might be Bailey. Yes, it is. Oh, and Bailey has spun. You're not alone. Thank you, Quick Zone. Thank you. But anyways, going through the grid, it is Zach the Beast on pole position ahead of Bois on the front row. Then it's Feta in third ahead of Yeet Doggo. Bailey in P5 ahead of Alpha Nisus. Ferrari Nut P7. That's Moo P8. Taylor P9. Neymar rounding off the top 10. Then Ardell is in P11 ahead of Unsighted Port. He's going to be one to watch out for. He's starting out of position for this race. Championship leader, known for starting on pole position. He's outside of the top 10, and that's not what he wants, as he's going to have to overtake, not only in this race, but in both races. He's got a lot of work to do, but he still has a healthy championship lead, but that can change. Ardell and Zach have been disqualified from the session. Not sure what's going on there. Meanfern in P13 ahead of Hooplicious. He's taken a little bit of a break from Formula 2, but he is back in the Charouse, I think? Yeah, Charouse. It's right there in front of me. I'm kind of blind. And then it's Hey Katra in the HWA in P15, a car in which I absolutely adore the livery. I'm not sure why, but it just looks good. Then it's Ron Swanson in P16 in the Trident. And then in the MP Motorsport, I think is what it is Carbon rounding off the 17 drivers that we have here. Looks like a carnival warm-up lap. You are 100% accurate on that. But we are now ending off the formation lap, waiting for Ron Swanson and Hey Katra to line up in P15 and 16. And we're about to get ready for 5 red lights, 11 laps of the Russian Grand Prix sprint race. The 5 lights are on. Lights out, and away we go. A decent start for Zach the Beast and Bois, but looks like Bois got the better second phase, and he's already into the lead. That's a cab boss in second place. I think that might be Feta, as they're all scrambling for a position. They're nearly going 4 wide back there. I think they are going 4 wide, but it's Bois gonna lead into the first corner. But Feta already looking to go on the inside, but Bois gone wide, I think. Yes, he has. And that has allowed Feta to now get into the lead of the Grand Prix. So it's Feta ahead of Zach the Beast, then it's Bailey. They're swapping positions as well. A lot of swapping for positions. Alpha Nisus at P6. Yutago now up to P7 ahead of Taylor. Hooplicious has gone up to P9. Neymar still in P10. Meanwhile, Mumu has gotten ahead of Bois for P2. And Zach the Beast is now looking interested as Bois goes a little bit deep. And that's a crash. Who was that? That's Bailey. That is Bailey in the wall. Lost his front wing. Is going to go all the way down to P17. And will no doubt have to pit. 3-second time penalty. Oh, and that's contact. Not sure what's happened there. But now there's a yellow flag, and that's a car off, and that's Feta. Feta is off. So already both cab bosses getting the worst luck on the first lap. And Feta has spun from P1 down to P17. So it's Mumu now that leads. Alpha Nisus in P2. Bois in P3. But look at the challenge go around the outside of Alpha Nisus. That gets him done, but goes a bit too deep. Alpha Nisus is going to come back at them. But here comes Hoopalicious. Suddenly cutting in. Now has the inside and gets him done. He's up into P2 now. Alpha Nisus down to P3. Zach the Beast has now gone up into P4. Taylor is now in P5. He's been a bit quiet, but he's still there. Ferrari now's moved up to P6. So we have a yellow flag. That's Bois. Bois spun off. What has happened at the final chicane? Actually, where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, he's lost his front wing. And he will no doubt have to pit. He's kept it moving, so he is good to go. First lap complete. Mumu leads. Hoopalicious. Then Alpha Nisus. Zach the Beast. Then Taylor Clan. Taylor Clan, though, is actually looking interested on... They're going 3 wide at the back, and Taylor Clan manages to get ahead of both of them and moves up into P4. Good move from the... my brain. Unai Virtuosi, and now he's going to chase after the top 3. Zach the Beast of Ferrari Nut still going a little bit at it. Ferrari Nut, it wasn't here last week. He's back this week. Is challenging for P5 right now. He's going to dive on the inside. But, oh, Zach gets a snap on the rear. And QR20 Bailey has now retired from the session. off of turn 4. What has happened there? Question is that going to be a safety car? It doesn't look like that's going to be the case for now, so we're going to continue racing. But that is the first retirement from the session. We're going to have a look as to what really happened there. And meanwhile, there's a bit of position change at the back as Zach the Beast has actually had a bit of a moment. He's been overtaken by Ardell, and now Ron Swanson has now moved down to P11. But he's in the slipstream of Ron Swanson. They're going a lot. They're really aggressive back here. Zach the Beast diving on the inside. Ron Swanson managing to just squeeze him to the inside and keeps the position. So great defense from Ardell. Now here comes Meanford out of nowhere. Zach gets a huge snap on the rear. Comes out and he's wheel to wheel with Katra now. The Dams and the HWA going wheel to wheel, and Zach the Beast manages to get ahead, to stay ahead of Katra. Hoopalicious now sets the fastest lap. He's on a bit of a charge, going to try and chase after Mumu for P1. As DRS has now been enabled this lap, so everyone outside that is within a second of the other driver will have the benefit of the rear wing flap opening and getting that extra bit of boost of straight line speed to try and catch up. But position change to the back. I believe that is Feta getting ahead of Katra. Yes, he's on the inside into turn 2. Gets on the curb, though. Contact between the two. But they managed to get on scot-free. And that is now P13 for Katra, P14 for Feta Cheese. I noticed, though, Ferrari Nut has gotten ahead. Ferrari Nut is now ahead of Taylor Klein. Unsighted Port is up to P6, by the way, as was retired from the session. That is at turn 13 and 14. He is moving. Hi, Bailey. What happened? Explain, please. I want to know. I need info. More position change going on the back between Katra and Feta, as Feta's trying to go around the outside of Katra. Contact between the two. Feta gets shoved off wide and is not able to make the move just yet. DRS now available. Carbeck gets a 3-second time penalty. Port is on the back of Taylor Clan. Taylor Clan on the back of Ferrari Nut, but still managing to stay in position for the time being. Meanwhile, Ardell has gotten ahead of Yeedoggo now. That's the battle for P8 going on. And Ardell has managed to get ahead of the Carlin, splitting the two Carlins, actually. Yeedoggo trying to fight it back, though. Try diving on the inside. Is that contact? That is contact. Yeedoggo's been spun round. Keeps it out of the wall, though. And we'll just have to slot in P9 for the time being. Katra and Feta are still going at it. This time, Feta getting the best of the two. Alpha Nisa sets the fastest lap, but that is quickly taken away from Ferrari Nut. But Alpha Nisa's now on a charge, as Hoopalicious has got DRS on Mumu now. Mumu trying to break the toe, but Hoopalicious, even with that DRS, is not able to make the move just yet. And we'll just have to slot behind. You didn't pit because you had the front wing damage. Alright, I see how it is. Neymar's gotten ahead of Port, by the way. I just noticed that position change. He's now up into P6, splitting the two Unite Virtuosis. Is going to try and chase after Taylor. So one Unite Virtuosi done. And the other one, well, actually, no, he's still defending a little bit from Port, but he still managed to stay out of contact. I think he might be able to get away with that. Catcher gets a 3-second time penalty. There won't be any stewards reports. All right. That's good to know. Because I do not want to deal with that. Yellow flag further back. I think that's for Katra. Yes, it is. What's happened to, I think, spun probably off of a curb. But still manages to keep it going. But that is now P15 and last of the runners for the HWA. Yeedoggo has gotten ahead of a, oh wait, actually, there's a little bit of contact, actually, between Neymar and Port now all of a sudden. I completely missed that, as Port gets a 3-second time penalty in probably the weirdest spot I have ever seen. Meanwhile, position change to the front. Hoopalicious has gotten ahead of Mumu. So Hoopalicious now ahead and in the lead of this race from Mumu, from Alpha Nisus, and Alpha Nisus is still very much on the back, but Mumu's going to have the DRS on Hoopalicious. Is the DRS powerful enough to skyrocket him to the front of that Charus car? Hoopalicious is going to defend the inside. Mumu trying to go around the outside. Is that contact? Looks so. And they're nearly going 3 wide there. Mumu backs out. Alpha Nisus is not going to back out. He's not going to have the inside on not only Mumu, but he might have had a bit of a look on Hoopalicious, but is going to stay behind for the time being, as Moo-Moo's going to go round the outside of Alphanesis, and that is a good move from the ART, and he moves himself back up into P2. Meanwhile, further back, Zach the Beast and Ardell going at it. Zach has the inside, and Ardell trying to keep it around the outside, while Fetta's trying to get past Ron Swanson. So there's two people going wheels to wheel with the other. Fetta getting ahead of Ron. Zach and Ardell still going at it, and Zach is spun off of Ardell. That might have been contact, but now Zach has lost position to Meanfern, Fetta, and Ron. And Fetta getting a little bit of pressure from Meanfern behind, getting a little bit squirrely on the exit. Meanfern trying to go around the outside and goes off the track. So he's not going to be able to make that move work. And now Ron Swanson is going to try and go around the outside before the DRS, and he does so. A good move from the Trident driver is now going to try and chase after Fetta. This is great racing between all these drivers. Fetta with the DRS on Ardell, going to the right-hand side, go around the outside, which quickly switches to the inside, and Fetta getting ahead, and Ron Swanson managing to stay ahead of Meanfern now. Ardell gets a 3-second time penalty in the process, so he's cut the corner somewhere. But that is now 5 seconds, and that's Fetta, I think. No, that was Ardell going deep. He has gone deep, I think. No, that was Fetta going deep, and he's actually spun off, and is now down to P13. That is another spin for the HWA. I mean, no, sorry, Camp Boss. Yellow flag, that is for Carbon. And meanwhile, Alphanesis has gotten ahead of Moo-Moo. So Alphanesis is now into P2. Moo-Moo now down to P3. Ferrari Nuts at the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's currently sitting in P4. Neymar trying to close up on Taylor Klein, not exactly working, as Carbon is retired from the session. And that is a virtual safety car. So the race has now been neutralized. And oh, that's a bit of a hefty crash. Possibly lost the rear. Huh. Yitago gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's go over the time penalties real quick. Everyone that has a penalty currently has 3 seconds, except for Ardell. He's currently on 6 seconds. Luckily, it is just... Deemer be jealous with all these spins. Oh. Deemer, if you're watching this, he said it, not me. I'll leave it at that. As now race is now resumed, Hoopalish is getting a great jump. So is Moo-Moo, actually. He's going around the outside, which is going to switch to the inside for Moo-Moo, and he gets the move done. Alphanesis, though, trying to fight it back, though, and is now going to try and get the switch back on the ART, and he managed to do so, and they're going wheel to wheel through the slow, I guess you could say chicane, and Moo-Moo managing to stay ahead. Alphanesis, though, getting good traction out of that corner, and he's going to try and go around the outside once again, and he does so. Moo-Moo backs out. Alphanesis now with P2. Moo-Moo to P3. But Ferrari Nut and Taylor Klein still very much on the back of these two. We can see a real good tussle right here. Moo-Moo having the DRS. Ferrari Nut, though, managing to stay wheel to wheel with Moo-Moo. Now has the inside into turn 2. Contact between the two, a little bit of wheel rubbing, and Moo-Moo manages to stay ahead of Ferrari Nut for P3, but he goes a little bit wide, shoving him off, and Taylor Klein is possibly looking to dive it on the inside, and now Ferrari Nut's going to dive it into the inside into turn 4, sorry, and he gets shoved off the track, and now Taylor is going to try and get past Ferrari Nut down the inside and gets the move done for P4. Wow, okay. Leaving no mistakes left behind here. Parks are saying he's new here. Well, hello, welcome to Breakout Racing League, and you found us via El Talkaman. Well, he races in this league, so in other words, you found the right direction. Battle going on near the back. I think Meanfern has gotten ahead of Ron Swanson. Yes, but he goes a little bit wide there at the exit. And is just, well, he manages to stay away from a penalty. Now Ardell and Zach are going at it once again. Ardell trying to go around the outside and is not able to do so, but he has the DRS on Zach. Catcher gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That's another 3-second for the HWA. Meanwhile, Ferrari Nut and Taylor kind of going at it. Ardell and Zach are about to go at it. Ardell trying to go around the outside into turn 13. Zach managing to just shove him wide. Is going to try and go around the outside. That's contact. And Ardell's been spun around. He's been tagged by Feta. So, no, sorry, that's Meanfern. Meanfern has been spun around as well. So both drivers being caught up. And Meanfern now has damage. Ardell, I'm not sure if he has damage. Now Katra is going to dive it on the inside of Ardell. Is going to try and go around the outside of the Prema driver, but is not able to make the move just yet. Going for a switchback, though, on the inside into the penultimate corner. But Ardell, with the traction, is able to stay ahead. So, so Ardell and Zach battling it out, possibly battling a little bit too much. Lap 8 of lap 11, Hooplish just still leads 2.2 seconds ahead of Alphanesis. He has stretched a gap to the car behind. Then Mumu still slotting in P3. Ferrari Nut very close behind, and for the time being, that's really the only battle that's going on for the time being. Ardell gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, and that is not going to help his race. Currently down in P12. Meanfern is put on the super softs, so that is the other tire going on for the feature race. That is going to be the super soft tire that they will have to switch on due to the fact that it's a mandatory pit stop for the feature race. But right now, they do not have to pit, and so far, Hooplish is the highest of the ones that have not pit. They've lost a bit of pace, though, as Alphanesis is now starting to catch up. So that could be possibly something to watch out for. Alphanesis starting to claw back the gap that Hoop had, and it's now down to 1.3. Formula 2, one of the competitive tiers in BRL. Sure. There are many others, and we also have tier racing with tier 3 and tier 4, and also tier 2 and tier 1 on Friday and then Saturday. But there are still plenty of other races as well, such as tomorrow. We've got realistic tier. Let's not forget about that. So if you want to see more racing, tune into that. And well, if you're not a fan. If you're not a fan of Formula 2 or Formula 1, that's fine, because we also have ACC that runs on Sundays and Mondays, so be sure to tune into that as well if you're interested. But right now, we're just stuck here with Formula 2, and it's... Well, I gotta say, Formula 2 has attracted a lot more attention as of recently. That's needless to say. Formula 2 has attracted a lot of drivers. We used to have like 8, and now we're double that, which is great to see. Ferrari Nut and Mumu going at it. Mumu, I think, just let Ferrari Nut by there. And Ferrari Nut, actually, oh, that could have been strategic, actually. Ferrari Nut doesn't have the DRS. Mumu does have the DRS on Ferrari Nut, trying to gain. But look at Taylor Khan, he's still interested. He's going to try and possibly make a move. No, he doesn't. He has to slot behind as Mumu dives on the inside. Meanford is retired from the session. Is that going to be a... Nah, it's too late for a safety car. There's no way. Realistic usually gets large real-time viewers. I mean, yeah, I don't blame you. Meanwhile, Ferrari Nut going around the outside of Mumu. Mumu actually gets a 3-second time penalty there. So only 4 drivers in this race do not have a time penalty. The top 3 and Taylor right now. So that is very interesting what's going on. Speaking of the top 3, Alphanesis has clawed a lot back on Hooplicious. We can see a battle on the last lap between these two drivers for the lead of this Grand Prix. Catcher's gotten ahead of Ron Swanson. Alphanesis on the back of Hoopalicious. That 2-second gap has been absolutely diminished from the... I don't know what car that is. I think that's MP Motorsport. Yeah, it is. The MP Motorsport driver on the back of the Charouz is going to try and get ahead. But obviously with the DRS not being that powerful, who knows if he can. Just have to wait and see how that pans out. Still a little bit of battle going on right now for what is P3, but due to Port getting a 3-second time penalty right there, right now P3 is still being held by Ferrari Nut for the time being. Taylor Klein currently sitting in P4 provisionally, even if he gets a 3-second. Katra and Ardell are really going at it, and now Ron Swanson is actually in this battle. Ardell has the inside of Katra. Katra going to go around the outside into turn 3. Not able to make the move, but she's actually still alongside, and he's going to try and go on the inside. Ardell managing to keep it around the outside, though, so it's some decent defending from the Prima driver, but Cadra's going to try and dive it on the inside, but just nothing doing yet. Meanwhile, Port and Mumu are now going at it, and I think Mumu's actually spun. Yes, he has. Mumu has spun off and is now down to P6. What has happened between Port and Mumu? Doesn't look like there's any damage to the ART. Let's have to wait and see. Talking about the back straight, and thank you for reminding me. We're on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Onside of Ports, this is the last lap of the Grand Prix. But for the lead, this is Hoopalicious and Alphanistas are now going at it. Alphanistas having the DRS on Hoopalicious, but just not able to make the move. It's just not close enough. He needs to be on the gearbox of that Charouse if he wants any chance of winning this Grand Prix. We're going to stay on board with him for the time being. He's trying to find the traction in every which way. Obviously, due to the dirty air, there isn't that much dirty air in relation to Formula 1. So he's able to stay close, but he needs to be close enough in order to really make a move. And right now, that is nothing doing. Ron Swanson and Ardell are now going at it for, I guess you could say, the wooden spoon. Yellow flag, and that is Mumu. Mumu is off again. Oh, and he's lost his front wing. Mumu losing his front wing. How much is that going to cost him? Going back to the lead, though. Hoopalicious now has a lot of pressure from Alphanistas. Alphanistas has the DRS tucking into the slipstream of Hoopalicious. He's going to go to the left-hand side, and he's going to try and get the move around the outside into turn 13. Hoopalicious breaking late. Alphanistas gets shoved off the track. That is a huge moment from Hoopalicious. That's exactly what Alphanistas needed, but Hoopalicious is going to dive it back on the inside, and he shoves Alphanistas off the track, and there's contact between the two. Hoop managing to stay ahead. That was some very interesting defending there, but nonetheless, he has kept it on the track. Gonna come around the final corner, and he's gonna win the sprint race here at Russia. Alphanistas will finish in P2, and Ferrari Nut will round off the podium, English words fail me. He will finish in P3. Taylor Clan will finish in P4 ahead of Unsighted Port. A great comeback from Unsighted Port. He gets himself up into P5. Neymar in P6 ahead of Yitago. Mumu, despite not having a front wing, will still finish in the points, as only the top 8 get points. Feta missing out, and Zach the Beast from pole to 10th. Katra will finish in P11 ahead of Ardell, who's actually still going on the track, and Rod Swanson are still going out of it. They both have front wing damage. What's happening? What are these two? What have they been doing to the point where they both have front wing damage? Rod Swanson now going to dive on the inside of Ardell, and Ardell managing to keep her on the outside. Goes off the track though, but obviously with the 15 seconds, it's not going to mean much. Rod Swanson will get P12. Ardell will get P13. Can I rest my throat now? Driver of the day goes to Hoopalicious, as you saw there. I do not doubt that, as he had a great drive and some very great defending to stay ahead of Alphanistas to take the win here for the sprint race at the Sochi Autodrome. Alphanistas, on his debut, will finish on the podium, and Ferrari Nut will finish in P3. There's the podium celebration without me interrupting. For anyone that wanted that, I doubt it, but for anyone that wanted that, there you go. I'll just put it at that. I would tell you the results. They're not popping up on my screen. Codemasters, everyone. All I know is that the top 3 are Hoopalicious, Alphanistas, and Ferrari Nut. Taylor Clinton finishing in P4. And Port from outside the top 10, finishing in P5. That's as far as I know. Sunny skies once again here at the Sochi Autodrome as we are getting ready for the feature race now. The feature race, 15 or 14? One of the two. I would say at least 15 laps of racing where there is a mandatory pit stop. So we're about to see some pit stop action this time around. And we shall see how strategies are going to come into play. As when we are going to go on the grid, we'll see what everyone is on for tire. Remember the two tires that they have for this race, the mediums and the super softs. Not the softs, the super softs. The purple wall tire. Here is the grid then, and it's Neymar on pole position ahead of Taylor Klein, and once again there's another race. So let's tune into that instead. As we got two cap bosses and an ART, which is Bailey, Feta, and Mumu. It's no rules. Welcome to No Rules Racing, everyone. Do any of them make contact? Well, Mumu makes contact with the wall, needless to say. And where in the world is Mumu going? He has gone off the track, he's hit the wall, and Ardell has hit the wall. These four are having fun. You can clearly tell. They're having fun on the formation line. Ooh, a squirrely moment from the Campos driver. But once again, going through the grid, Neymar and Taylor on the front row. Taylor Klein, interestingly, on the super softs. Mumu in P3, Ferrarina in P4 ahead of Alpha Nesis. There's Bailey, Yeet Doggo, Feta, Wah, Zach the Beast rounding off the top 10. Ardell lines up P11 ahead of Unsaid Port. Watch out for Port as he's going to try and claw his way back up from P12. Mean Fern in P13 ahead of Hoopalicious. Hoopalicious won from P14. Hang on a minute. That's why he got driver of the day. 14th to first. He deserves even more now. Hey, Katra in P15 ahead of Ron Swanson. Then it is Carbon in P17. As I saw that Ardell has left the session, I will try and invite him back. There we go. Invite has been sent as we are getting ready to line up on the grid. Who's won the grid? I would know, but I don't know. All I know is that both the Campos drivers. Phantom saying, Russia, no rules. Yeah. Take inspiration from Mumu, Bailey, and Feta for that. As they... Yeah. Needless to say, they pioneer that. Yeah, I guess smacking for pitting. Hey, man. I don't make the rules here. Or do I? That's for a question you need to figure out. Everyone's now lining up on the grid. I was waiting for when they would all show up. Neymar on pole position. Taylor Clan in second place on these super softs. Let's not forget that. Purple wall tire for the UNI Virtuosi. Watch out for him on the start. As we are getting ready for 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. A pretty good start from Neymar, but Taylor Klein not exactly getting the best of starts on the super softs as they're now going through into turn 1. So far the top 3 managing to stay stationary, and everyone so far managing to make it through the curve. Neymar on the inside holds position. Movement trying to go around the outside. Neymar actually goes off the track, and that's going to allow Taylor to now move up into P1. So Taylor Klein now leads from Neymar. Mumu and Ferrarina going at it already. You know, there's a bit of a moment at the back. If only my thing would work. Here we go. As Ron Swanson and Hey Katra are going at it at the back, and there's a bunch of people really going at it. Ardell gets a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting and gaining a position. That's what oh, that's someone in the wall. That is Bois. He is off. Has hit the wall. Manages to keep it going though. And meanwhile, Zach the Beast is now losing positions. He's moved down to P15, but is going to try and have a look around the outside. Now he's going to go around the outside of Katra and makes the move into P14. So everyone at the bottom 10, well, the bottom 7, are really going at it, but it's still Taylor that leads ahead of Neymar and Mumu. That's Ferrari Nut, Alpha Nisus, Yitago getting overtaken by Bailey, and actually Ferrari Nut overtaking Mumu. Feta now ahead of Yitago. Port now ahead of Mumu. Sorry, not Mumu. Yitago shoves him off a little bit, but we'll get the move done. Meanwhile, the two Camposes are going at it. Feta ahead of Bailey for the time being. Give us a better camera. There we go. I was about to say to give it a better camera. But here we are. Bailey losing out as now has a lot of pressure from unsighted Port behind. So Taylor leads the first lap, and I think that was someone that was off. Was that someone off there? Not sure what's happened, but now Bailey has lost the position. The Port is now down to P8. Yitago is now in the slipstream of Bailey, is now going to try diving on the inside into turn 2. No, he doesn't. He's just going to stay behind for the time being. Okay, I need myself a drink real quick, so just give me a second as we are going to watch the chaos. And there we go. Hoopalish just having on the inside of Yitago, shoves him off the track, and makes the move into P9. You know, that's someone going way off the track. I think that might have been Ardell. This Carbon gets a 3-second time penalty, and Bailey spun it. Bailey has spun off of turn 5, and now has lost a lot of positions on the second lap. Manages to keep out of the wall, though, unlike last time. And we'll just have to try and make up all those positions. One thing I want to note, though, Neymar is still staying within touch a little bit of Taylor Clan for the time being. Those super softs must be sweet, while Neymar thinks otherwise. As of right now. Yellow flag, that is Carbon off. Is it? Yes, it is. Carbon is off. Manages to keep it going, though. Has not hit the wall. Does not have front wing damage, but is now down to P17 and last. Feta currently right now all over the back of Alpha Nisus for P5 in this race. And we'll see if he's able to make a move. DRS is not enabled. Well, it will be enabled once Taylor Clan crosses the line, which he's just about to do so right now, and he does. So he crosses the line to start the third lap, sets the fastest lap in the process. Nobody looking to challenge that. It's actually pulled away from the DRS, so Neymar doesn't have DRS on Taylor. Does Ferrari Nut? No, Ferrari Nut doesn't have DRS. Mumu, however, does he have DRS? I don't even know. Alpha Nisus has been overtaken by Feta. Feta goes a little bit deep, though, and hands the position straight back, possibly overtaken off the track. Now Port trying to go around the outside of Feta, basically touching between the two. Port squeezing him, now diving on the inside. Feta managing to stay ahead, but gets shoved off the track, and is going to have to slot behind into P7. And now Port is going to... Oh, there's contact between the two. That has front wing damage for Feta. Port going off the track and getting ahead of Feta still, but Feta now has front wing damage. That is going to hurt his race. Can't ever remember getting Super Soft for equals race. Well, that's because the Super Soft is only allocated to Formula 2. Formula 1, they only have the soft, medium, and hard compound tire. But they also have the benefit of having intermediates, where Formula 2, they only have wets. So it kind of balances out, I guess you could say. Nooblicious going for a move on Feta now on the inside. Now going to go around the outside. Oh! Nearly hits the unsighted Port, but managing to stay out of the gearbox of the Universe. Carbon has retired from the session. Doesn't look like that is going to be a safety car as of yet, but Hoopalicious really cutting it close, really. Now dives on the inside of Feta. Little bit of contact, though. Neymar sets the fast lap. Actually, wait a minute. Neymar's gotten past Taylor. What's happened to Taylor? He has lost the lead, and now Taylor Clan is behind Neymar on the Super Softs. Let's not forget that. Taylor on the Super Softs. He's not pulled away. He's behind Neymar still. So he has not entirely made positions as of yet. Meanwhile, Feta on the back of Hoopalicious right now. But with that front wing damage, obviously, that's not going to help him. He's going to have to stay behind. So it's actually not hurting him that much. At least not through this corner. Other corners may say otherwise. As Meanford goes off the track behind. And Well, luckily he doesn't get a penalty for that. He will still stay in P9 for the time being. Taylor Clan, though, getting closer to the back of Neymar, so now he's making the Supersofts work. Goes a little bit wide, though, and that has lost him a bunch of time. I feel like if you need to make an overtake, you need to be around 4/10 behind. And right now, Taylor Klein is 6/10. That's not what he wants at all. He's going to have the DRS, though, on Neymar. Going to try and close that gap between him and Neymar. But he's not going to be able to make moves. He's just a little bit too far behind. Oh, contact! What has happened there? I would assume they just broke a little bit too late. We'll just have to stay behind for the time being. Meanwhile, Alphanesis and Mumu are now going at it. Alphanesis having the inside at the chicane. Gets ahead of Mumu. And is now up into P4. Is going to try and chase after Ferrari Nut. But he has around 2 seconds to claw to the high-tech. Wait, why couldn't I think of that for a second? Mumu, though, does have the DRS on Alphanesis. Is he close enough, though? He's going to try. He's in the slipstream of the MP Motorsport. Is he going to have a lunge down into turn 2? He's not only looking for it, he's going for it on the inside. Does he get the move done, though? He's going wheel to wheel with Alphanesis, actually. But Alphanesis with the inside is managing to stay ahead. Mumu, though, managing to keep it around the outside. This is almost like Mick Schumacher back in 2019. But he's not able to make the move just yet. One thing to note, though, Undecided Port is now back in this fight. And he is all over the back of Mumu for P5 in this race. Possibly having a little bit of a look there, but nothing doing. It's like a 3-car train going on right here, and then about a 3-car train going on further up ahead. Ardell gets a 3-second time penalty. I think he's got 11 seconds now, so that's a 6-second and 5 seconds for the Prema driver. Undecided Port has DRS on Mumu, but Mumu also has DRS on Alphanesis, and they're going wheel to wheel down into turn 13. This time, Mumu, gets the move done just about, and he gets ahead. So Mumu has now moved himself back up into P4. Lap 5 of 14. So far, no one has pitted, at least yet. Taylor Klein, though, on the back of Neymar still. He is still managing to stay in touch, but those Supersofts must be going off soon, as this would be near the time that he has to pit. He sets a better lap time, but it wasn't the fastest lap, which is interesting to know. Alphanesis gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help his race. Taylor Klein on the back of Neymar. Is he going to be able to make a move down into turn 2? Has a look, but stays behind. Meanwhile, Ardell has gone into the pits. So the first person to pit is going to be Ardell. That's a bit of an early change, actually, from the mediums onto Supersofts. Very interesting there. We'll see what he does later on in this race. Undecided Port on the back of Alphanesis, getting really good traction out of turn 4. I haven't seen this camera angle, actually. This is interesting. Undecided Port trying to go around the outside of Alphanesis into turn 5. That's a brilliant move from Undecided Port. Moves himself up into P5. And is now going to try and chase after Mumu for P4. That's actually a very nice car. I would assume that's a heli cam, but that was a very nice shot. Undecided Port actually goes really deep, and now allows Alphanesis to get back ahead. So Undecided Port making a mistake, and that has cost him P5 in this race. And that is not what he wants if he wants to chase after the top 3. But he's going to have the DRS, going to try and go around the outside into turn 13. Thinks about diving on the inside, but it's just nothing yet. Mumu's just leading a 3-car train for the time being as this is going on. Meanwhile, further up ahead, Taylor Klein dives into the pits. So there we go. Taylor Klein now abandoning the Supersoft compound and is now going to go on to mediums. Confirmation, medium compound tire. And actually, Feta is into the pits as well, interestingly, on the medium compound tire. So that is a very interesting call. So maybe people are thinking that the Supersofts can last longer. We'll just have to wait and find out. Undecided Port gets ahead of Mumu. Mumu actually gets spun around at turn 2. Mumu has been spun by unsighted port, has now moved down to P6, P7, P8, and it's taking a bit of a breather. I think he's given up. Hi, Mumu. Cody's easy to get spectators, all the broadcast cameras choosable. I agree. I 100% agree with that. I have more availability. Mumu's got moving again, so there we go. I guess he was just saying, I need to stop. I just need to. Ooh, bit of a mistake there from outside of port. Then he manages to stay out of the wall. Just is now going to try and chase after Alphanesis. He has the DRS on the MP Motorsport. I keep forgetting that. On the MP Motorsport, is he going to dive on the inside into turn 13? No, he doesn't. So he slots behind. Ugh. Let's give my throat a bit of a workout. Weirdly enough. Usually that's tier 4 that does that, not F2. But here we are. The question is if anyone else is going to think about going into the pits. We're on lap 8 of 14 in this race. It was 14 laps. I forgot to check that. Feta gets ahead of Bois. That is the battle for P12. As he now is ahead, is now going to try and chase after Mumu for P11. Yeetal goes into the pits, and Ardell shaping up a move on Bois, having the DRS. Not able to make a move just yet, but meanwhile, onside of port has gotten ahead of Alphanesis. Support has been unleashed. Is now going to try and chase after. Though Alphanesis kind of looking like he's about to fight it back, as he's really close to the back of unsighted port for P3 provisionally. Well, not provisionally, but Alphanesis trying to make a move and not quite having it work. There are 4 people into the pits. That's Yitago, Ron Swanson, QBR20, Bailey, and Mumu all going on to the Super Soft. So there you have it. Feta getting ahead of all these drivers, except for Yitago, manages to stay in P8. He is the highest of the Super Soft runners now, but he's not the highest runner that has pitted, as Taylor Clan is miles ahead of Yitago for provisionally P7. Ardell gets ahead of Katra now, but Katra managing to fight it back, going around the outside into turn 3, now into turn 4, and Katra gets ahead of Ardell and makes the move stick. Bailey having a little bit of a moment there, and now Katra is up into P11. Ardell is up into P12. Zach trying to dive in on the inside of Ardell. Ardell goes really deep and manages to stay ahead of Zach still, but Zach is going to try and dive in on the inside. Actually, no, Bailey's going to go around the outside. Goes really wide, though, and will stay ahead of Zach the Beast, as Neymar, not onside port, Neymar, Florina, Alphanesis, and Hooplicious had now all dived into the pits. Super soft compound tire for those 5 drivers, as Meanfern is now pitted. Question is, where does Taylor Clan come out in relation to these drivers? Remember, Taylor has pitted on the medium compound tire. Neymar, who's going down the pit lane right now. Taylor Clan is on the pit straight. Whereas Neymar, he is coming out of the pits. This could be possibly really close between the two. Then Neymar out of the pits. Taylor Clan having the slipstream, but he's still behind. So Taylor Clan has not made up any ground by performing the undercut. And that is crucial because Neymar is now on the super soft compound tire, as Feta sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Meanfern, interestingly, he's still in the pits, but he manages to get out of the pits now and will slot into P8. Bailey shaping up a move on Katra right now. They're nearly going 3 wide back there. Contact between Katra and Ardell. Bailey now having to defend from Zach the Beast as he actually goes really wide. Ardell trying to still shape up a move on Katra right now. Zach going around the outside of Ardell and could possibly have a look on Katra. That's on the inside and gets the move done. Give me a better camera angle, please. There we go. Ardell and Zach are now going at it. Ardell going to try and go around the outside. Zach managing to cover it off, shoves him off the track. And that is that. Oh, and that's someone off. That's Mumu. Mumu's hit the wall. That is certainly front wing damage for the ART. Yes, it is. And now Ardell has been spun off. Ardell has now spun, and that is him down into P15. These drivers are really going at it. Wow. Outside of port in the pits. Where will he come out in relation to Alphanesis? Because he was battling Alphanesis before all this on the Super Soft Compounded Tire now. Alphanesis, I think Alphanesis has just gotten the position. Yes, he has. Or has he? Yes, he has. Okay, there we go. Yellow flag further back. I think that might have been for Zach. Yes, it is. Meanwhile, Ferrari Nut and Taylor Klein going at it, and Ferrari Nut gets ahead of Taylor, is now up into P2. Is going to try and chase after Neymar for the lead of this Grand Prix. Lap 10 of 14. Everyone has pitted in this race. Now the question is, who can fight it out to the end? Who can survive till the end? This track seems to bite if you get the traction all wrong. Battle going on between Mumu, Katra, and Bailey right now, as Mumu trying to go around the outside into turn 2, and Bailey managing to get ahead, but Mumu gets spun once again. That was contact between Katra and Mumu, and Katra still manages to stay on the track. Now going on the inside of Bailey. Oh, Bailey has damage, that's why. Bailey has front wing damage, and is now down into P12. Katra into P11 now. One retirement and Katra's in the points. Katra goes deep, so does Bailey. And Zach trying to catch up to these drivers. Ardell also trying to catch up. Mumu still trying to catch up. And Bailey goes very wide indeed. He's got no end plate, but also no left side. How Bailey's driving that. Well, I mean, then again, Bailey wasn't driving with the front wing either. Bailey having the DRS on Katra. Ferrari, that's the fastest lap. He takes it away from Neymar. Has already pulled a second on Taylor Klein behind. Taylor on the podium for the time being, but Alphanesis and Outside of Port are gaining. Bailey dives on the inside of Katra into turn 13. Katra has the inside. Bailey trying to keep around the outside. There's a yellow flag. I think Mumu got spun again. But Bailey trying to go around the outside once again. Now Zach has joined this fight all of a sudden. Bailey loses 2 positions. Yes, he does. Oh, no, he actually only loses 1. But Zach looking for a move. Bailey staying out, interestingly. So there you go. Bailey just saying, nah, enough's enough. But Zach, with the DRS and the slipstream of Bailey, Rollins gets a 3-second time penalty. He's currently in P10. Bailey weaving a little bit. I doubt that's for tire warm-up. But Zach trying to dive on the inside. Bailey trying to dive on the inside. Not able to make the move. And Zach tries to go around the outside. They both go off the track. There's Katra and Zach. And Katra's actually hit the wall. What's happened there? Well, I mean, they're nuts, Quick Tongue. They're nuts. It's not the car. The cars are actually pretty stable. Like, I've driven the Formula 2 cars before. They actually feel quite nice. But they're just going nuts. It's really just them. I would know that. Battle shaping up for P7 right now as Meanfern is trying to get to the back of Yitaga, trying to make a move for P7. Is not able to make the move just yet, though. And we'll just have to stay behind Yitaga, though. Not entirely having the best of pace right now. 11 seconds behind Hoopalicious. Outside of port, sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Neymar, though, has been caught by Ferrari Nut. So Ferrari Nut already showing a lot of pace. And Neymar's going to try and defend the inside. Ferrari Nut around the outside. And Neymar shoves him off the track. Neymar has shoved him off the track. Ferrari Nut still wheel to wheel, though. And gets ahead now. So Ferrari Nut's now in the lead. Neymar having a look around the outside, though. But Ferrari Nut covering it off. There you go. Position change for the lead, and Ferrari Nut is in the lead of this Grand Prix. What is going on at the back all of a sudden? Zach, I think, might have been losing positions to Bailey. Oh! Contact between the two. Beta gets a 3-second time penalty. Bailey gets ahead of Ardell, and that has not worked out because I think Ardell wanted slipstream. So the question is, how much is Zach going to gain? He is gaining. And he's going to get ahead And is Zach going to possibly look for a move around, Bailey around the outside? Yes, he does. He definitely thinks about a contact between the two. And he's been spun off. Zach is off. Bailey is off. Doesn't have a front wing now, so that little front wing has changed to no front wing. Zach is now missing a whole left side of his wing. Ferrari Nut and Neymar are now going at it as Ferrari Nut's trying to cover off Neymar and does so successfully. Yellow flag once again, and catches off. These guys are really going havoc as further back once again. Bailey going wide, Ardell going wide, Moo getting squirrely. Zach managing to pick up the pieces right now. Meanford gets ahead of Yeet Doggo. Feta gets ahead of Yeet Doggo. Zach gets ahead of Ardell. I am reading all this. All of a sudden, Moo has gotten ahead of Ardell, and Poor has gotten ahead of Taylor. Please, give me a break. Oh, no, they haven't, as Neymar's gotten ahead of Ferrari Nut. Zach has now gotten ahead of Moo. Ferrari Nut and Neymar going wheel to wheel, though. And Neymar having a little bit of a look, though, around the outside, and is around the outside, still dives it, and makes the move stick. So Neymar now has the lead of this Grand Prix. Ferrari Nut having a look once again, though, on the inside. Doesn't he make it stick? Neymar, a bit later on the brakes. They're still going side by side. Neymar trying to go around the outside of Ferrari Nut. Ferrari Nut has the inside, and it makes the move stick. Neymar still having a little bit of a look, though. Real Sochi between 3 and 4, sweeping left-handers with marvels at a race line. Yeah, yeah, to put it simply. Neymar actually managed to get ahead of Ferrari Nut. I was looking over at my laptop at the time, but that's happened. Ferrari Nut now having a look. And Ferrari Nut trying to go around down the inside and makes a stick. And where's Port come from? Port is now challenging for P3. He gets shoved off the track by Neymar, and that's contact. Is that front wing damage for Port? Yes, it is. Port now has front wing damage. Neymar, does he have front wing damage? Yes, he does. Ferrari Nut now has a chance. He has a chance to pull away. Bailey and Ardell getting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, as they seem to finally settled. Oh, marbles. Okay. Zach has now gotten ahead of Moo for P11 in this race. Unsighted Port, though, challenging for P2. He started P12. He's now challenging for a podium in this race as Bailey is retired for the session. What is going on there? They both go way off the track. Neymar getting shoved, Neymar going wide, and Port being shoved off wide. There's contact between the two once again. There's more contact, even more contact. They both got wide, and Neymar almost makes Port and Taylor collide. They have collided. Taylor Klein is now up into P3. Neymar gets a 3-second time penalty. What is going on between these drivers on the last lap? Taylor Klein has now moved ahead of Neymar for P2. And Alpha Nisa is trying to go around the outside of Neymar, and he's doing exactly that. Port goes wide, and that's crash! That's a huge crash! Neymar and Port, as it was in Portimao, as it was in Spain, those two have collided once again. Neymar is out of the race on the last lap. What chaos there is on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Alpha Nisus has now moved up into P2 in this race, but he has a 3-second time penalty. So Taylor Klein is still provisionally P2. Hoopalicious is in P3 provisionally, but Ferrari Nut, I don't know what to say right now. Chaos, absolute mayhem, overtakes left and right, but Ferrari Nut, with the defense and with the attack, has played it out beautifully and is going to win the feature race here in Russia. Alpha Nisus, despite the 3-second time penalty, is he going to finish on the podium? Yes, he is! Alpha Nisus has finished on the podium. I think Hoopalicious when he spun. But Ferrari Nut wins. Taylor Clan on the alternate strategy finishes in P2. Alpha Nisus into P3. Hoop P4. Outside of Port P5, Meanfern P6 ahead of Feta, Yeet Doggo. Ron will finish in P9 as long as he gets it across the line, in which he will do so. But due to Neymar retiring, it's now a battle for a point between Zach and Bois. Zach trying to dives on the inside. So this is the battle that we can all watch as I try to just suss out what's going on. And I'm just absolutely amazed what's happened. Zach getting a little bit squirrely. That's going to allow Bois to now have a look. He's got the DRS. He's got the slipstream on Zach the Beast. He does have front wing damage, but so does Zach. They both have front wing damage. Bois now gets ahead of Zach. Is Zach going to try and dive it on the inside? Yes, he does. He brakes really late compared to Bois. That's contact between the two. Bois now has even more damage, but is staying ahead of Zach still, as Catcher actually made a bit of a mistake there. But Bois gets on the curb, though. He gets a little bit on the curb, but is still managing to stay ahead. Remember, this is the battle for the last points-paying position. And Zach having a little bit of a look. He's got one more corner to possibly make a move. Does he make the move? No, he doesn't. He does not make the move. And Bois keeps on the track for a point. So Bois manages to get into the points. Zach the Beast will finish at P11. Castro will finish at P12 with a puncture. Catra's finished P12 with a puncture. I'm not sure what's happened there, but she has a puncture. So there you go. Ardell has a puncture as well. What is going on is now punctures galore. Ardell will come across the line for P13, and I need a breather. Ugh. Driver of the day once again goes to Hoobalicious. P14 to P4 is a great drive from him. But after all that, after everything that's happened, it is Ferrari Nut that wins the Grand Prix. Taylor Clan will finish in P2. Started P2, will finish in that spot. And Alphanesis grabs another podium. Okay, I'm just, I need a... Oi. I need a break. Oh, I don't, what? Okay, this is a problem. Okay, I managed to get the top three, even though I didn't see it, so I will try and get them in here. So the top three are, if I can get them in time, it'll be Ferrari Nut. It will be also, I think, Taylor. And, okay, hang on. Oi! Things are going all over the place. Okay, so Ferrari Nut will get P3. Taylor will have P2 in terms of points. And Alphanesis will have P3. Okay. This is a little bit stuffed. Okay. As we now are just going to wait for Ferrari Nut. Oh, man. Okay. Hello? What? Interviews. What? I was told that... port! Hang on a minute. Oh, it was Hoop? Oh, okay. Well, like, I am... Oi. This is all scuffed for me right now. Wait. There were sends all over the place.
Yeah, y'all were just
I'm not exactly sure where to start, so I think if I'm correct, it was Alphanesis P3, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, thank you. So we'll start off with Alphanesis then, and if I'm not mistaken, this was your first race for F2, and boy oh boy did you show what you were made of. You were fighting at the front basically every single race. What was your experience like? Well, nonetheless, despite all the chaos that happened, I mean, you still managed to get 2 podiums, so great races on both ends, and some great points for you, so well done, as we now move on to Hoopalicious, if I remember what car he was in. Charoos, thank you. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Alright, so, where do I begin? So, okay, I'll start with the sprint race. P14 to P1.
Yeah.
What a drive that was. You managed to pick up the pieces from everything that was happening, and you managed to just defend from Alphanesis behind and get driver of the day. Sprint race. It was not as exciting as it was in the, well, I mean, in terms of action-wise, it was definitely very exciting. But for you, it was not as exciting as getting a win. But, I mean, you still managed to grab another, no, you didn't get the podium. You were 2/10 off, but it was still another great drive from P14 and driver of the day again. What did you think of what went on?
Man, I was just, I didn't really care, so I was just sending it lap 1, just hoping for the best, and it worked. I pretty much sent it on everyone, and a lot of people killed themselves, and yeah, ended up on the podium on the first lap, and then started overtaking some people, and yeah. Wow, that was a lap 1. That was crazy. And then the race 2, I just got lucky with the people killing each other, but I'll take it. But yeah, 2 good races.
You'll definitely take it. Indeed, some great points for you, and well done to both driver of the days and a podium here in Russia. And we're now going to move on to Ferrari Nut, and I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm not 100% sure what happened. Well, I mean, okay, no, you got a podium in the sprint race, if I'm not mistaken. But in the feature race, you definitely made things count. You made the defense work, you made attack work, and you managed to grab a great haul of points from a race where Taylor finished P2, but Port had a lot of moments. So what do you think of that, and how was your race overall? Hello? Who?
Forgot to drop the mic boom.
Oh, there we go.
Well, I'm gonna start with the sprint race here. First lap, I absolutely picked the wrong line. I lost 2 spots off the start because of that. But it all worked out. Everybody kind of cleared their way, and I got it to P3. I feel like maybe Mumu was just flat out sending it. I mean, you probably saw there was a couple times he just absolutely dove it in on me at the end of the back straightaway. Including one time, I'm not sure if he spun or not. I really didn't stop to pay attention, to be honest, because I was a little more focused on trying to catch these 2 out front. But he was holding me up, to be honest, at the end of that race. The feature race was pretty standard. I was really expecting Taylor to just get away more, but he didn't on those super soft tires. I really expected him to be able to stretch that gap out at the start, but it just didn't happen that way. So I kind of knew by the time we got to the pit stops that was going to be an easy picking spot, which it more or less was. The tire difference is just too big in these damn things. Um, Neymar, on the other hand, he fought tooth and nail for that position, as he should, and almost let Port catch up to us. Eventually, I got tired of it, and I really don't like doing that, where you drop behind somebody right before the DRS line. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I really hate doing that, because it's just kind of cheap to me. But he was potentially risking neither one of us winning that race. So
Yeah, it was quite an interesting altercation, that.
yeah, so I kind of had to do what I had to do, and then at the end of the back straightaway, I saw they all got piled into each other, and from there it just kicked off. I'm not totally sure what went on there, but you know, it was definitely interesting. I kind of feel like the first time I tried to make a move on him down to turn 1 on the outside, I kind of feel like he pushed me off the track there, so I took to the left side of the styrofoam board there. And I lifted and still ended up even or in front of him, and so I'm not sure what that's all about. But
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like he shoved me off the track a bit there. But neither here nor there. Ended up with the win on that and won the weekend. I think that might be the first weekend I've actually won since Monaco, if you can believe that.
I think so, actually, yeah.
So
looking over at it.
Yeah. Not usually a place I run very well, but that's a good omen for the rest of the week. And great to be back after my Xbox absolutely taking a dump last week and having to get a replacement.
Yeah, despite your Xbox taking a dump, like you said, you still definitely have some pace no matter what, and grabbing a big haul of points on your championship rivals of Taylor and Port. It's still a long way to go, but what are your thoughts about the championship? Is it still possible?
Probably not, and honestly, I really don't care at this point. I'm just here. I'm here. I'm not focused on the championship. I'm focused on going out here and doing exactly that. I'm here to win.
Isn't that what everybody wants to do? But nonetheless, congratulations to you on your podium and your win. It was hard fought, but deserved nonetheless. But that's going to be it for Formula 2 here tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, though, for Realistic Tier at 8 p.m. EST. Then Tier 3 and Tier 4 on Friday. Tier 2 and Tier 1 on Saturday. But if you're not a fan of not ACC. I keep doing that. Formula 1 or Formula 2, we've got ACC on Sunday and Monday. So be sure to tune into those tiers as well. And then we come back next week around Singapore. But that is going to be everything from me. And good day or good night.